Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mr. Hammer and TND Tesla and Kate and everybody for being there. Today, I'm going to get a little bit political. No offense to anybody out there, but really, I want to highlight the importance of decentralization and how when things are centralized, it just messes things up, and how people continue to not tell the truth. Anyway, Bitcoin is proving to be the ultimate sanitizer against financial misconduct. So again, this will be a little heated, so seatbelts on, and hope I don't upset people too much. But you have been warned in advance, so let's go. And a shout out to everybody on Patreon as well who makes this possible. If you like this channel, Patreon's way better with the live updates. Super awesome. Thank you so much, Cyrus. Thank you for the shout out. Anyway, let's go. Let's talk about, we have all of these in a playlist as well. People that just want Bitcoin only content. This is it. Every day. Now, breaking, the halving is closing in. 54 days. That's not a lot of time. A lot less than 2 months. And again, I am so sick of corruption. This wonderful state of Texas, who seem to be doing everything right over the last couple of years, are just now going after Gary Gensler. And the SEC are being sued in Texas over their excessive crypto overreach. And the lawsuit explicitly seeks to overturn regulatory decisions by the agency. And you know this guy's record in court sucks. So, stick it. Well done, Texas. In addition, Central Gangsters, the new European Union Central Bank, claims Bitcoin has failed on its promise and that the ETF is proof. Meanwhile, Euro is down 99% versus Bitcoin. But again, it's like the mainstream media, when they get really desperate, when they get backed into a corner, the lies become kind of ridiculous. People still believe the Central Gangsters, but really you can't. And in fact, this is from PlanB today. Shout out to PlanB. Lagarde avoids jail, still in power. Go EU. And again, guilty verdict. She did bad things in the past, but she still has her job. In what? Well, same thing's happening in the US, by the way, but that's a separate issue. I'm not going to get political. But when they call out things like the Bitcoin ETF is a failure and Bitcoin's a failure, it's like, come on. It's just annoying. And remember, as central bankers, this is from Adrian. Central bankers, we don't want your dirty Bitcoins. Also, central bankers, they just want to control everything. And that is the key message here. In addition, this is a meme that I've had for quite some time, but capitalism fuels socialism, but only for so long. All right, so a lot of the stuff that's happening in different parts of the world, it eventually will break down when you destroy the ability for free markets to work. And we have centralized authorities controlling everything. You get this, all right? And again, this is a Bitcoin story, but sorry to go off on a little rampage, but European Central Bank did it to me today. European farmers, they are protesting like mad these days. And again, this is what happens when centralization takes over, when people with their agendas take over and they prevent free markets from working properly. All right? That is the issue. And now everybody is upset in Europe, in Germany, in the Netherlands, in France, in Greece. Am I missing any other countries? Let me know below. But literally, these are the people that feed the people. They don't mean any harm, but you can tell when a farmer gets upset, they must be really upset for them to go mad like this. Anyhow, back to Bitcoin. Breaking news. This is Euro versus Bitcoin over the last 10 years. And you can see it's clearly going to zero. Of course, Bitcoin is outperforming it. But if you ask Christine Lagarde, she'll tell you it's a complete failure. All right? The message, the reason I'm here is don't listen to those in power. They are not on your side. A visual reminder of who they are. Okay? Now, let's look at some more stuff too. Breaking news, and it shows you the power of fiat. Bitcoin breaks new all-time highs in 14 countries. It's flying around Twitter like crazy. You name it. Argentina, Japan even is on the list. Lebanon, Nigeria, etc. This is what happens. The centralized banks, they print money out the wazoo that debases your purchasing power and your fiat goes to zero. That's it. And the debt is exploding at levels we've never seen before. And therefore, more money printing has to happen to support the debt. And your fiat will accelerate down faster. So it's, again, just bringing the awareness there. Now, back to Bitcoin again. Bitcoin, since the inception, 28 days of trading, we see here the amount of Bitcoin bought by the ETFs, the new ETFs, 272,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale sold 167,000. And we have only 25,000 Bitcoin mined over the last 28 days. Where is the gap coming from? This is literally 10.88 times the daily issuance is being sucked into the new ETFs. And at the same time, Grayscale continues to dump. We'll talk about the detailed dump today. But where is it all coming from? Well, we know, but we have the great chart here from 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗞𝗚𝗚, and basically the Bitcoin OTC desks for miners have been funding this. And you can see over the past 3 weeks, a massive spike, a historic record of the amount fueling these ETFs. This is where it's coming from. You know, we knew the OTC desks were about to be empty, but we didn't look at the miner OTC desks. That's what's fueling this, because a lot of the money from Grayscale isn't going back into these ETFs. They were speculators, different breed of people. We'll talk about those guys in a second too. In addition to my miner video last week, which caused a lot of consternation. Again, one thing about my miner videos, I look at data and I compare every miner the same way using the same data, using ratios on ratios. And I have an unweighted version and a weighted version. Do with it as you please. But when people's miners don't hit the top of the list, they get upset. It's like crypto when you insult somebody's bags. Anywho, the miner inflows, miner net flows have been dumping mode, and we call that out as well. And that explains exactly what's happening. Miners are literally, any reserves they have, they're going straight to the OTC desks to fuel the ETFs. That's where it's going. Now, in other breaking news too, we know the value of a network is a function of the amount of users on the network. And that big shout out to Dr. Metcalfe and Metcalfe's law, anyone. But On-Chain College here just shows a new record number of addresses on the Bitcoin network. 1.262 billion people. All right. They may not be individuals. Again, one person could have 10 addresses, etc. But the point is, it's growing fast and it's getting adopted fast because now people see their fiat's going to zero in 14 countries, and there's like alarm bells are ringing. It's like, I used to be able to buy a loaf of bread for a stack of money. Now I need a wheelbarrow full of money. And remember those historical images from the past. Anyhow, 1.26 billion is a lot, and it's going up and to the right, and adoption is only going to increase because the world is a mess, an absolute mess caused by central regimes. All right. In addition, now we do have a little bit of bad news. And I will always share the good, the bad, and the ugly, like I do every day. So far, exactly 25% of days are negative for the ETFs. All right. And they're always negative due to Grayscale Dumpage. But this is not that bad. 1 in 4 days negative. But we saw the huge deltas here of the amount flowing in. Let's break down the numbers as we do every day. These are the day 28 raw numbers. Again, we did have a negative day. And that is not good. But again, no reason to be alarmed. Sometimes days are down. But this is the first negative flow day we have had for all of the ETFs, which is basically taking in the negative dumpage of Grayscale, which hit nearly $200 million yesterday, versus the others. And we've seen a big slowdown in BlackRock, Fidelity, etc. But that is, we'll see. But that's the first negative day since January 25th, nearly a month ago, which is not too bad. And we know because of the DCG dump, and nearly $200 million was dumped yesterday. This will be flushed from the system. Hopefully the last turd. But turds keep on floating to the surface. I don't know why that is. But Genesis, hopefully they'll be done selling. At the rate that they are selling, I estimate there's maybe 5 to 7 trading days left, and their 1.3 billion will be gone, which would be good for the whole space. Now, let's get back to the numbers. We had the 7th worst money flow day from 28 trading days. You can see here we had minus 35.6 million, which again, not catastrophic, not far from break even, considering some of the days we had last week. 631 million and $500 million. So We just need a little more action to come. And again, with the halving coming, that'll drive a lot of media and excitement out there in the world. And this is the first also flattening. We've been up and to the right on this chart. This is the total money flow in aggregate cumulative. And it leveled off. I did say yesterday it looks like it's about to level off. And that was probably because of DCG. And that's exactly what happened. But again, still massive amount of accumulation into the actual plays. Again, first flattening since the 25th of January. And we still have $12.5 billion into the new ETFs in 28 days, and that is a lot. These are the most successful ETFs ever, despite what European Central Bank will say. And now the new ETFs have 278,000 Bitcoin. That is precisely 98,000 more than Michael Saylor. And it took him since 2020 to accumulate that bag. These guys did it in 28 days. Literally, at this rate, it'll be far in excess of 1 million Bitcoin. But remember, there's very little on the exchanges, and 80% is held by long-term holders. And the miners have just ditched their whole load to the OTC desks. So, supply crunch is coming. It's just a matter of time. Now, this is the visual of the net per day. And here we had a negative 687 Bitcoin added back to the system from the DCG dumpage. That's the first negative day, again, we've had since the 25th of January. And 687 Bitcoin, yes, it's a lot if it's in your own personal bag, but to these ETFs, no, it's not, considering we had 6,500 Bitcoin days hitting the actual being sucked out of the market many times in the past couple of days as well. And as I mentioned before, that $52,000 resistance is still proving very strong. But, I think what's going to happen, literally, once the DCG flush is done, the price action will come back. We're already seeing proxies on fire today. I was doing a Real Vision live interview yesterday. I was trying to fill a trade at the same time, doing an interview on MicroStrategy at 666, and I couldn't get it. And now MicroStrategy is $715. That is the price you pay for doing live interviews. Cost me a lot of money. Anyway, enough of that. It was worth it. Good interview with, of course, our friend from Altcoin Daily and Mando, who is awesome. Big thank you, everybody. Subscribe for this, and I'll be back later. I'm going to break out stuff I've prepared is the top 10 rules, the 5 do's and the 5 don'ts of what you need to embrace for this bull run. Mistakes you should not make. Okay? Very, very key ones. And that'll be up in about 3 hours. So I'll see you all later today. Thank you all, everybody, for coming live. Thank you to the mods in chat. Thank you as well to the tree and everybody out there. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.